Former semi-pro hockey player Thomas Clayton is serving life in prison for the 2015 murder of his wife, Kelly Clayton. He says he came home from a poker night to find Kelly brutally murdered. Tonight, 2020 is taking a closer look at that case. Senior national affairs correspondent and 2020 contributing anchor Deborah Roberts spoke to Greg Miller, who was with Clayton the night of his wife's murder.
This is where we played poker on Monday evenings, every Monday at 7 o'clock.
Where did Tom sit?
Tom sat here the last night that he played, and I would be the bank over here.
So take me back to September 28th, 2015.
His mind was not into poker, you could tell. Usually he maybe jokes around a lot more, and there was none of that. He was doing a lot of texting on his phone.
And Greg Miller recalled that Thomas left his home at about 12:15 for the 10 to 15-minute ride home.
At what point did you hear that there had been a tragedy at the Clayton home?
The next morning, in the 6 o'clock range, there's someone knocking at the door. And he says, "You had a poker game last night?" I says, "Yes." He says, "A guy that you know as Hockey Puck was here, Tom Clayton?" I go, "Yes, he was." And then he says, "Tom went home last night and found his wife murdered."
And Deborah Roberts joins me live now for more on this. Deborah, this case had a lot of twists and turns. So what surprised you most during your conversation with Greg Miller and his wife, Lucky?
It sure did have a lot of twists and turns, Diane. And I have to tell you, that couple have just had their lives turned upside down, like so many other people in this case, especially the family of the victim. Greg told me that they no longer play poker anymore. They no longer even enjoy those times like they used to because that night has haunted them. He and his wife, Lucky, were fascinating people because they were unwittingly used in this case, in the case of Tom Clayton, when he had played poker with them. He was establishing an alibi. They didn't know it at the time, but when they started to think about it and police came to them, they realized that they had been used. And that was one of the things I thought was so fascinating because this was a couple who just happened to be in his life, and suddenly they find themselves figuring into a murder investigation.
So, Deborah, what else can we expect to hear about the case in the special tonight?
Well, tonight, Diane, and we've been following this case for a number of years. You are going to hear from a lot of the key players that were involved, and you're also going to hear from a man who was very, very involved in this case, who actually was facing charges and has gone to prison because of it. You're going to hear his side of the story. Thomas Clayton continues to say that he is innocent in the death of his wife. You're going to see videotape of his daughter, his young daughter, who sadly witnessed her mother's murder. Hear how she tells police what she saw, which is why we say what the little girl's eyes saw. A very, very complicated story that involves so much pain for so many people. The family of the victim, Kelly Clayton. You're going to hear from so many people, but also the twists and turns and questions about whether or not the right person was charged. And there are allegations that police didn't really have the evidence here, and it will be very interesting to hear what people think about this when they see it all laid out before them. So you'll make up your own mind.
All right, well, I definitely want to watch. Deborah Roberts, thank you. Excellent reporting, as always. And you can watch the 2020 special, What the Little Girl Saw, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Deborah, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.